good evening. It is Friday night. It is Friday night here in New Zealand, or as I put in the description, Aotearoa. I'm trying to use a little bit more te reo than normal, just because why shouldn't I? It is the, native language of New Zealand. Cool. So what's happened since you last saw us is that New Zealand's gone into lockdown. The most extreme form of lockdown. So this is we're allowed to leave the house only for a walk around the block or a local walk, to go to the chemist, pharmacy, to go to get medicine, medical attention, or to go to the supermarket. So you're allowed to get food, medical stuff, go out for a bit of exercise. It came in on Tuesday night, and so we've had 3 days now. And it just got announced this afternoon that we're going to keep going until Tuesday next week. So this is because we've got Delta variant in the community, and it worked for us last year to keep everyone quiet. Hello, Peppermint. I believe that is Freya. Hello, welcome. And Inka and Kitty. Hello, everyone. Jillian's going to be here. She's just reading stories to her nieces and nephews at the moment. Can see that my hair is re-dyed. It is still quite yellow at the roots, so tomorrow I might give it another go over with the bleach, and then I'm thinking of putting some color just in the front, but we'll see how we go. Okay, so what else is going on? I've been trying not to be too anxious. I'm not too bad this lockdown. Last year's one hit me really hard, but this one hasn't been too bad. I think because being fully vaccinated takes a lot of stress off. Plus, we're in a bigger house, a much bigger house. So we can go into separate rooms and get space from each other, which is nice. And I've got a garden that I can go out and, chill out in, which I did that this afternoon. We've got a blossoming tree. It's a Michaelia, which is in the magnolia family, but it's not a regular magnolia. And it smells really beautiful at the moment. It's blossoming. So I haven't left the house really, apart from to go to the driveway. My car's in the driveway. And when New Zealand goes into level 4 lockdown, when it did last time, I had, no, not me. New Zealand did this thing where we all put teddy bears in the windows so people could see them when you go out for a walk, and we didn't have a space for it last year. This year, my car's in the driveway, so I've put toys in the car so people can see them when they walk past. So that's quite nice. I filled it with Pokemon toys today, a whole lot from the official Pokemon stores in Japan. Oh, yes, yours is still up on the tree, right? I have seen pictures. So, I'm not sure when Jillian's going to pop on, so we'll just go ahead and do the regular stuff. I'm just going to show you off my Welcome to Night Vale mug, Moonlight All Night Diner. It seemed appropriate. I am drinking nectarine tea. It's very cold here today. We had hail yesterday. I forgot that here in Auckland we only get winter weather right at the tail end. All through the rest of the time it's pretty warm, but right as spring starts up we get the really cold weather. So that's why I'm wearing this gigantic sweatshirt. There's my, oh, you're not gonna be able to see it. I don't know why I'm showing this off. That's the back of my hoodie. It's from when I worked at Trade Me. It has the Trade Me logo, kiwi, looking up at the sky, and there's stars, Southern Cross, and so on. So it's a really good sweater. I actually won it, but then they made it so you could buy them as well. So me and Anna have matching ones. I won one, and I bought one for her. In case you were wondering about my hoodie, now you know all about it. In case you can't tell, I haven't talked to anyone aside from Anna since Tuesday. So if I'm babbling, that is why. You're all like, you babble anyway. Okay. The way we start these things is with a 5-minute warm-up. So the idea here is to just grab something. I'm using an old exercise book and writing with a pen because It's different to how I usually write. I usually type. It's just something a little different for my brain. We just spend 5 minutes having a bit of a warm up. Nice field notes pen. Love these pens. And we base it off a tarot card. So I'm gonna shuffle up. Oops. Oh, what that was? Shuffle up the movie tarot. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you guys like my babbling because it's what you're getting. I'm gonna shuffle up the movie tarot, find something to inspire, hopefully. And then just for 5 minutes, whatever brain dump, whatever comes to mind, or get started on what you're working on, whatever you feel like. I want this one. Got the Queen of Cups, and that is Audrey Tautou as Amelie, which is a fantastic film, if you haven't already seen it. A French film about a quirky girl who doesn't quite fit in. So, Queen of Cups. Cups is a suit of plenty, of sharing, of community, that kind of thing. And she is, oh, it's coffee, yeah, because she works as a waitress in a cafe, so she's serving coffee there. So, 5 minutes, Queen of Cups. If that inspires anything or just whatever, write for 5 minutes. And this hopefully should get the creative juices flowing a bit. I'm going to start the timer now. All right, that was our 5-minute warm-up. Hi, Julie. Yes, I alerted both Kitty and Inca to this sprint about 7 hours ago. Yay! I'm glad you're enjoying Overdose and Occultism, Miro. I've just finished the sequel. It needs to go through some beta reads and some edits, but hopefully I'll have it out by the end of the year. So I'm very glad you're enjoying it. I went ham on this warm-up. I got a full page of a new story, which sometimes happens to me in these warm-ups. It is about a woman summoning the ghost of her grandma for afternoon tea. So at some point I'm going to go back through all of these warm-ups, because every now and then I've just started writing something new and I never come back to it. But I think there's probably some stuff in here that I could use. So I started this exercise book when we first started these, not even when we first started these sprints, a few times into the sprints. And I'm almost halfway through it. I usually get about a page or a page and a half. So there's a lot of stuff in here. When I'm done, when I've filled the book, I think that's the time. I will go in and read through everything. So here's the big oh, great. You had another paragraph. Fantastic. So what is everyone working on tonight is the big question. I myself am not sure what I'm working on tonight. Oh no, I do know. I'm gonna have a look at this horror story that I started writing by accident. So I'm going to have some fun and write an anti-capitalist horror story about consumerism, because why not? And if I get bored of that, I'm going to switch over to my Wattpad story, because that needs updating. Inca is working on keeping her eyes open. That is very fair. Mira's writing a story called Social Experiment. Sounds fantastic. Yes, hi Julie. I'm the same. I really do struggle with lockdown. It's only been 3 days, and so far I'm okay. But if you go back and watch the start of this, I'm tongue-tied and babbling. So it's good to see you, and I think having company while we do these things is super important. So if you just want to sit and watch, it's okay with me. We have a few people in the chat. You don't have to be in the chat if you don't want to. You can just watch. Jillian's going to turn up at some point, but I'm not sure when that will be. So we'll just forge on ahead with a sprint, and I'll put up the little ticker so she knows what's going on. I will try and also keep an eye out for her, because she's going to pop up in this little screen next to me, but I don't think I'm going to be able to hear anything. So I just have to try and remember to keep an eye out for Jillian turning up. Right. So I'm going to put that up. That working? 20 minutes. Yes, there we go. Jamie watching is better than bird watching. Well, I'm very Oh, there she is. Aha. It is the Jillian. Hello.
Hello. I need a moment to get caught up on chat and everything that's gone on, because I was co-opted into bedtime stories, and I've just managed to convince my niece that I have other things to do tonight besides read magical animal friends.
We've got quite a few. We've got an active chat tonight. It's very exciting. We've got Julie turned up because extroverts have it hard in lockdown, which I completely understand, although she's got to duck off to do bedtime stories herself.
Yeah.
And we've got Miro, who is the daughter of one of my oldest friends. And yes, and our regulars.
Fantastic. Hi, everyone. I am very glad to be here. I've been hanging out for this all day.
I've just realized I never introduced myself, because I was just like, oh, everyone in the chat already knows me. So I'm Jamie Sands, and I write urban fantasy and also romance with queer characters. There you go.
Yay. I am Jillian, part-time author, full-time spirit. I fully expect to have to turn my camera off and mute myself again when my niece and nephew barge in here unannounced to say goodnight and ask, oh, hey. Oh, phew, they were just knocking on the door. They weren't coming in.
If you want a quick warm up, we did Queen of Cups with Amelie.
Oh, perfect.
But I was just about to start a 20-minute sprint.
Sounds amazing. Let's do that.
All right. No, I've lost my thingy again. There we go. 20-minute sprint. All right. We'll check back in 20 minutes. Timer is on.
I'm going to turn myself off just in case I get interrupted.
All right. That was our first 20-minute sprint done. How did everyone go?
I have almost finished plotting out scene 17, which has been kicking my butt all week, so I'm very happy. And my door has remained closed. There has been several skirmishes outside, but there is now a quiet, measured reading voice coming from the bedroom and otherwise silent, so crossing fingers.
I got 616 words done on my horror story. It is called Scarekins Are Your New Best Fiend.
Oh.
So you can probably guess the what's going on there.
Yep.
Miro has shared the blurb to the book they are writing. As much as Chandler hates his job, his boss, and his salary, it's the only place he can work because we're dropping out of college. When he goes to work one morning, there's a pay raise form sitting on his desk. Oh, very good. 203 words. Very good.
Miro also has a cat attempting to sit on their keyboard, which we've all been there. So in the year 2003, I was a live-in nanny for an American family living in Christchurch, and they had a cat whose favourite place to sit was my keyboard. I then moved to Japan. So this was a computer at least bought in 2003 that has been to Japan where I had no cat and then came back to New Zealand with me. I found it last year, took it out, and discovered that not only does this computer still turn on, but there was black and white cat fur still stuck in the keyboard.
Amazing. I handed Anna some dinner the other day and there was a cat hair in it. She's like, oh, there's the mochi hair. And I'm like, honestly, if there's anything that we manage to eat in this house that doesn't have mochi hair in it, that's the weird thing. Because she just, not like she gets in our food, but her fur is just everywhere.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So how's your experience of lockdown been, Gillian? Obviously you are with children.
I am finding this one 1,000 times more challenging than the last. I am an introvert. I really need my space, my quiet, my complete lack of people. I had a meltdown 3 hours into Wednesday.
Oh.
It just suddenly hit me that there was nowhere I could go.
Oh.
But we are good. My sister pointed out that I can go for walks for exercise.
You can.
And that has been an absolute lifesaver. Also, we've got 3 adults who all need to work and 2 kids. So we've been able to kind of work things so that I'm doing most of the child time Wednesday to Friday. But they've each been like spotting me and taking an hour or 2 hours where they can. So I've had some time to sit down and work, and that's been amazing.
Yeah.
But over the weekend, they're off.
What? We're off working.
Yes.
I was like, they can't leave. We're not meant to leave.
Yeah, but so I will get a lot more time. They've basically said that I get priority during the weekend.
That's
so I'm so excited. I've scheduled our 2 live streams for Saturday and Sunday, and this is the first writing I've done, just plotting now. It's been the first writing I've done since Tuesday.
Oh, so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. I haven't written much since I finished my book on Sunday. I've been doing lots of like checking things off my lists and admin and stuff. Today I bit the bullet and bought something called Publisher Rocket, which
cool.
You can use to find the keywords that will make your book turn up in Amazon. So that's very exciting. It does other things as well, but that's the thing I've used it for so far. I've updated the keywords on 3 of my books, and I'm fingers crossed hoping that I wake up tomorrow morning to thousands of sales.
Yay.
I don't really believe that will happen, but you never know. You never know.
Do you know what?
I definitely wasn't using keywords right, so this is good.
Yeah, I think it will make a difference. It might only be like by a few books, but even that is worth it because those few books kind of put you on the algorithm.
Yeah, that's right. So
the cost on the app.
It's a downloadable piece of software, and I think it was 97 American dollars. You only have to pay once, but it's a pretty big chunk of money. I added on a little. They said if I bought it now, I could get a cheap little course on how to market books. So I added that as well. So I think it cost me about 140 all up New Zealand dollars. But yeah, I probably wouldn't have bought it, but we're in lockdown, and I like buying things in lockdown.
Yep.
So I'll report back if I notice any more sales in the next few days.
Yep. We currently, my sister is like, we're not going grocery shopping unless we absolutely have to. So she's been kind of rationing all of the food we've got, including the cocoa-based products. And I am a terrible, terrible person because I have some cocoa-based products in my room that I have not told anyone.
Hoarding them, yeah. Yeah, it might be a good idea to write some more books before you can. Yeah, it's you probably don't need it at this stage. I would say, but I mean, I've got it now. So if anyone wants to know what the best keywords are around a certain phrase, just ask, and I'll fire up the machine and see what it says. Oh, yeah, wearing masks. They've actually made it mandatory for us to wear masks when we go outside now, which is very exciting. Because people weren't up until now, mostly.
So,
I made that mask.
Yeah, I'm actually really lucky because obviously I'm away from home. We didn't know that lockdown was coming, but I actually have been carrying masks around with me since last year. The first lockdown, and I've got another one somewhere made not by Jamie but by another one of my fantastic sewing friends. Hang on,
I made some more today too. I found a new pattern.
Yep, and they're beautiful. This is my favorite mask because look, on this side we've got mermaid patterns, and then it's reversible, so we've also got the rainbow.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So the ones I've been making previously are all the pleated ones, and I asked for one that sits out from the face. So that's what I made today, is some panel ones like that second one that you had. But we got the sizing wrong. So I made one which is completely too big, but I'm going to donate it to a friend of mine whose face is too big and hasn't been able to wear lots of nice masks because of it. So I'm going to donate it. He's got a big chin, and it's really screwed him over. So
I gave one of your masks to my stepdad. Unfortunately, we discovered that he has had a lot of skin cancers, which means that they've had to take a lot of skin off. And one of these patches was his ear, and he doesn't have enough ear left to hold on a mask.
Oh no!
Yeah,
we need one of the ones that ties in the back of the head.
Oh, I'll let him know about those. I'm not sure he knows they exist, but
well, I'll if I get really excited about making more masks, I will endeavor to make one like that, and then I'll send it down.
That would be amazing.
Because once it's so much easier to make a bunch at the same time than it is just to make one or two. So it just depends how enthusiastic I get about it. Today I did the traditional lockdown activities. I baked and I made masks.
The activity which triggered my meltdown was actually baking with my niece and nephew. I have always hated other people being in the kitchen with me when I cook. And my sister was like, why don't you guys make a chocolate cake? Here you go. And my nephew was like, here's the flour. I've got the sieve. I'm sick of doing this. Dump.
No.
And it was too much.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
But like, but we're now, my niece has made activities. She's in charge of our schedule. She's made all of these activities for us to do, and then she sticks them up in a row
Yeah.
for us to look at and work through during the day. And she asked her brother what activities he wanted to do, and he said baking with Lulu, which is Lulu's what they call me. So, got no idea.
Oh no. Well, if you need any suggestions for recipes or anything, I'm sure people in the chat have some ideas. I can send you my really good chocolate chip cookie recipe, which I made today. It's full of sugar though. You might not want to give it to the children.
No.
They're pretty potent. They're pretty potent. A good American recipe from Smitten Kitchen with a cup and a half of sugar. It's a cup of white sugar and then a half cup of brown. No, other way around. A cup of brown sugar, a half cup of white sugar, and then 2 cups of chocolate chips. So they're very, very good. But you don't need too many of them.
No, I will not be making those for my niece and nephew. I might make those for after bedtime.
Yes. Awesome. Well, shall we give it to the kids just before we hand them back to the owners? It's no good if you're stuck in the same house with them, though.
Yep.
Oh yeah, banana bread is good. That's a good call. I've got a good banana bread recipe somewhere.
Yep. Banana bread with walnuts in it is very popular in this house.
I just got a message that my Regency girlfriend has sent me mail. I wonder if it's in there. I'm just going to check my email in case it's in there. No, it might be out in the actual mailbox. She's not really my girlfriend. I had to gently let her down in the last letter. So I'm excited to see what the response is. Anyway, I might have to dash outside and check my mailbox in a minute.
Yeah. Before you do, shall we set the timer for the next one?
Katie's just point out there are devices you can get which are really, really good. I saw a lot of people using it at the vaccination centre, and it's like a thing you put it in the back of the head and you loop the elastic to it so it doesn't bug your ears. Those are really good.
Yeah.
And much paperclip. Yep, that'll do it. Okay, I'm going to set the alarm and I'm going to put up the ticker. There it is. Okay, 20 minutes, and I'm going to be right back.
And I'm going to disappear again. Just in case.
I will actually come back on, but just for now, I'm just going to. Cool. That is another 20 minutes up. I went outside and got my letter. Finished what I was doing on my horror story and ran out of ideas, so I switched over to my Wattpad story.
Brilliant. I felt like my fountain pen wasn't writing well, so I thought, oh, I'm out of ink. So I unscrewed it and squeezed the bladder to see if there was, like, assuming that there would be no ink there. I don't know if you can see it, but now I got ink all over my fingers and this massive splotch.
Oh, no.
I'm very glad the camera was not on.
Oh, it would have been so good. I did have a mochi drop in before, and yes, good. I don't know what I thought I was going to say, but I have said it now.
I'm glad that mochi is being a lockdown example to us all. Somebody on the Wellington subreddit had a cat just jump into their house. And he's like, I'm not sure this is lockdown appropriate. I mean, in other circumstances, I would be totally cool with this, but...
No, Mochi, she got up, she went outside first thing this morning, and then she decided it was bed all day. So that's where she's been. She went out for a bit just now. She came out with me to check the mail, and then came back inside, and I assume she's back in bed now. But she's very sleepy when it's cold, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear. I'm yawning. Oh no.
I noticed several dogs out and about when we went on our exercise walks today. And it's very funny because dogs are totally not down for social distancing.
Dogs don't get it.
No.
Yeah, cats really like to keep us company. She's very funny. If we're both home, she'll do her own thing. But if Anna's out, she will follow me around. She'll like keep me company. But if I'm out, she doesn't do that for Anna. She just keeps doing her own thing. So we're trying to work out if she thinks that I'm like more likely to get into trouble and therefore need like supervision, or if she knows that I'm the extrovert and I want the companionship. We don't know.
That either way, that's adorable.
It's pretty funny. Good.
Inca has just discovered dark mode on YouTube, and I'm very excited to investigate this.
I can't use dark mode. Something about the white on black. It strains my eyes more than regular text does, but I'm glad that other people can use it because I can see how it would be very useful if you could. All right. Shall we do another sprint? Are you up for another sprint? You're actually looking very enthusiastic and energetic for this time of night, Jillian.
It's all a lie. I am giddy because I am talking to people who whose vocabulary does not consist of "I'm hungry," and of whose vocabulary consists of more than "I'm hungry."
Well, I was going to say, I'm sure I've said "I'm hungry" to you in one of these sprints, but not so far tonight.
No, but actually, I've just chapter 17 was a sticking point. I'm on to chapter 18 now, and a character has shown up. Inca, stop it. Don't even start. A character has shown up, and I think she's going to be a big deal. So,
okay.
I'm excited to explore this, but I'm also happy to let it sit and percolate a bit. So I'll try to continue plotting, but if I get stuck, I might switch to something different or just fall asleep at my desk. Who knows? The
Who
options are
knows?
endless.
I actually need to do a little bit of plotting myself. I just realized. So I might do that and then get into writing. If we just do one more sprint and then sign off for the night because I'm yawning and you might fall asleep. So
Yep.
we're real night owls around here. Well, the people in the chat are. We're not.
Yep.
8:15 p.m. It's very late.
Yeah. I've got parental controls on my laptop and phone that turn off at 9 o'clock. So, opinion on teachers making you plan before you write. I can see why teachers would want you to do that because it's really, really good and useful and can just help you avoid a lot of the kind of common mishaps you have while you're writing. Unfortunately, planning does not work for every writer. And so if you are a not planning type of writer and it just doesn't work for you as part of your process, somebody telling you you have to do it this way, planning is the answer. Although I totally believe that planning is the answer, at least for me. I can see that being told that when it's not your thing, it would, exactly as you say, Miro, it would make it harder to enjoy and just potentially put you off writing altogether. I think there is a benefit, though, to writing like a brain dump first draft where you're just exploring all of the possibilities and then coming back and making a plan afterwards to help you in the rewriting editing phase, because at that point you know what you've got and you can work out if there's any bits of your story that are missing or superfluous.
Yeah, for me, I don't like to do too much planning because I do find it takes away the enjoyment. But I have to do some planning, otherwise my story will just go all over the place and it won't make sense. Like I'll get distracted and go in tangents, and that doesn't serve the story. Like the story needs to be tighter than that. So what I do is I just do really basic planning. I'll just do like this is the beat where these two characters meet and they argue. This is the beat where they go. Trying to come up with examples off the top of my head. It's no good. They meet and they argue, and then the second one is like they have to work together. They find out that they work together, so they've got to try and come over it. And then the next scene is the one where the big bad guy comes in and ruins everything. Like story beats that keep the plot focused, but I'm not doing like all the planning. Like I'm not saying detail, because if I plan too much detail, then I get bored and I don't want to write it anymore.
Yep. Current scene, the only plan I had before now was vampire attack. And I sat down to write the scene and was like, well, I kind of need more than one vampire. Okay, so it's a group of vampires. What are they doing that leads to this attack? Okay, maybe they're dragging a young woman into an alley. Maybe she's a seamstress because Ursula super needs a seamstress. And this would be an amazing addition if she rescues this girl and then the girl and her bond. This is a fabulous addition to Ursula's arsenal, basically.
Amazing. Oh, that's really good.
And while they're fighting the vampires, the ex-fiance shows up with the vampire hunters who are like, what are you doing? And Ursula's like, oh, we're just out doing some late night shopping. What are you doing?
That's awesome.
So yeah. So now I'm figuring. So from vampire attack, I've got all of that. Yeah, that's what you do, Miro, but in your head. Some people do it in their head. Some people do it when they actually sit down to write, and it just comes out in the draft. I leave it blank until I actually get to the moment that I'm going to write the scene, and then I just write down like this camera thing. Just write down like a rough outline of what happens.
Yeah. I have to do the whole thing before I start, or I'll never do it. So, and having said that, I haven't done it on the story that I'm trying to write for Wattpad, and that's my problem now because I'm feeling lost on what to do with this scene. So I'm going to do some brainstorming on some beats to add in
Oh,
the sprint.
we have to start the
Fill in some
sprint fast. Yeah.
One more 20-minute sprint and then we'll sign off, eh?
Sounds great. Oh
All
no,
right.
get that cat off your keyboard.
Oh no. Is it Yuki or Kyo? Hang on. Starting the timer now. I was quite distracted during that sprint.
I think it's just as well we're calling it a night. I made good progress, but then I got distracted by dog names. Actually, I think
Oh,
we all got distracted by dog names.
definitely.
I have a very full chapter 18. This may end up being 2 chapters. So that's cool.
I got my planning done for the rest of the story and about 600 words written. So I'm very happy with that.
Oh, it's a funny you ask, Miro. We've actually got a stream 10 a.m. to 12 tomorrow morning, another one 10 a.m. to 12 Sunday morning, and then whenever Jamie feels like doing one, your hair looks amazing, Jamie. That's another lockdown tradition, I think.
It is, it is. I've been putting it off forever, and then I'm like, hey, we're locked down. Might as well do it. Might as well. Okay, next sprint is in Jillian's channel, so I'm putting a link in the chat now. If you go follow Jillian's channel, then you'll see it through there. But yes, 10 a.m. tomorrow, and then again on Sunday. Probably not tomorrow night because I think I've got an online role-playing game to play tomorrow night.
Yay!
I'm very excited about. It is a ghost one, which I really love, called There Are Ghosts. This Discord has got ghosts in it. Where half the people playing are the ghosts and half the people playing are the people investigating the ghosts, and it is so much fun. 2 colors, Jamie. What? Oh, 2. Oh, yeah, 2 colors. Yeah. It is still technically 2 colors. There is a lot of yellow at the roots, but yeah, we'll see. What was I gonna say? So maybe Sunday night, depending on how Sunday goes. Yeah.
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 It sounds good. I would like to plan things in advance, but I also know that at the moment I am completely unable to plan things in advance because there's just so much that's not in our control right now.
Yes.
Such as small people and their feelings about bedtimes.
Also, like, it's lockdown, and lockdown's quite emotional, and you never know when the stress is going to get to you. And by you, I mean me.
Yep.
And you might just need a break. So
yeah, and that is totally cool. I have started a new embroidery project, and I've got a feeling that for at least one of our streams, I'm going to show up and just do that instead because I find it really calming.
Yeah. Good call.
Oh, Kitty. So I read like 5 books in embroidery, and they were like, oh, you should definitely practice your stitches on a piece of scrap fabric first. And I was like, nah, that's boring. And then Kitty said it, and I was like, well, Kitty says it, so I should probably listen. And then I picked up book number 6, and book number 6 said, you should definitely practice your stitches on a piece of scrap fabric before you start your project. So I was like, okay, I will listen.
The universe is telling you something.
Yeah, so I decided I would just draw some like practice. I want to practice shading, like blending colors together. Yeah. So I drew some mermaid scales just with a felt pen on some fabric and started filling them in, and that was just like practice. Yeah. Nothing fancy. And my niece is like, I really like this. Can I have it when you're finished? So now I'm committed to covering this whole canvas with this whole hoop with mermaid scales.
So there's this fantastic picture book called Ish, ISH, and it is by Peter H. Reynolds. And it's about this boy, and he loves to draw, but his drawings never turn out the way he likes. And so he and his brothers, his older brother makes fun of him and says, oh, you're no good. And so every time he draws something, he balls it up and chucks it in the bin. and he gets really disheartened and starts not wanting to draw. Oh, it's beautiful. But then the story goes that he finds out his little sister has been pulling the art out of the trash and sticking it up in her bedroom. And he says, "Why are you doing this? My art's no good." And she's like, "No, I like it." And he says, "Well, like this one, it's meant to be a flower, but it doesn't look like a flower." And she says, "It's flower-ish." And he's, "What about this?" And she's like, "It's a dog-ish." And so he goes back to drawing the way he likes, because people appreciate, like his sister appreciates it. It's very, very sweet. It's a very encouraging book.
Yeah.
So there you go. Doesn't have to be perfect. Someone will like it.
That's true. And actually, my niece is probably my biggest supporter. Though this afternoon, she was like, "Lulu, what do you do for work?" And I was like, "I write books." And she was like, and I was like, "I write." And she was like, "Do people pay you to do that?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, they buy my books." And she was like, "Oh, I forgot you had books."
Good. Hopefully lots more people will buy your books. And mine.
That is the dream.
And mine.
Yeah.
All right. That's the dream. That's the hope. Oh, I drew another monster too, by the way, because there's a second monster in Monsters and Manuscripts, and his name is Long Gimbals. And I've put him up on my Facebook. If you go to my Jamie Sands author page, he is there.
Jamie, I don't know if you saw, but Miro is reading Overdues and Occultism and really enjoying it. Good.
I did, yes. We talked about it right at the start of the thing. I said I've written the sequel, but it needs some edits and some reads through. But
Brilliant.
It will come out soon, ish, before the end of the year, ish.
Yeah.
And that's a very good call, Miro. Starting now is a very good idea, because the more you write, the better you get.
I wrote my first original story in 2009, which is the same year that Joanna Penn first published.
Wow.
And I sat on it and didn't do anything until 2015, and I am kicking myself.
Yeah.
But it is still not too late. It's a great time to be an author. Yeah, I don't like getting out of bed either, Miro, but this is the wonderful thing. If you have a laptop, you can write in bed.
You absolutely can. A couple of my books were written exclusively from bed, in fact.
Yeah.
Our last house was so small that I needed private time. The only place to get it was in my bed.
Yeah. Thorns and Fangs, Uprooted in Life After Humanity, Deep Magic, and Morgan Curse was written while I was on a woofing adventure in Japan, staying on a rice farm in an Edo period farmhouse.
Amazing.
But the rest of my early stuff was all written in bed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You need an extra extension cable.
Oh, no.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's fine as long as you're writing sometimes. You don't have to write every day. You don't have to write all the time. But as long as you're putting some time in, it makes a big difference.
Yeah. And thinking about your book is still working on it. Reading other books, doing stuff to fill your creative well, that's all, useful things to do that is writing adjacent.
It is. Oh, and in fact, there's what are the words? Neil Gaiman, in the masterclass that he teaches, suggests getting a notebook and like heading up a page, compost heap. And anytime anything happens that you kind of go, oh, that's interesting, or you notice something, like a few sprints ago, a baby walked past out the window, it was on someone's shoulders, and I just saw this baby head with a bowl head go past. Anything like that. It doesn't have to be a real story or anything, but any idea, you can just write it down in the compost heap, and they can come up all the time, like whatever you're doing. and then if you get stuck at any point, you can go back and look through it, and maybe there's a story there or something that you can use in a story.
So Mira, that is awesome. I am here for the L.
Yes.
I've just realized that despite saying we were tired and not going to do much sprints, yeah, how did that happen?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay. We will come back in the morning, 10 a.m. our time, whatever time that is for Kitty and Inca. I'm not sure. But you need to go before all your devices shut themselves off.
Yeah.
Or if you like, you can go back through. With all our old streams are still up on our channels, so it won't be live, but you can still, if you want more time, more sprints or anything, you can go back and watch some of the old ones. We do sprints every time, so.
Yeah, I forget whose channel it was on, but Jamie and I had kind of an author interview where we asked writery questions, and then we got Megan in the chat asking us amazing questions, and that might interest you.
Yes, it's on my channel. It's called Writer Chat, I believe, and it goes down a very dark fan fiction side channel, but that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night. And see you tomorrow, hopefully.